Help is on the way for small businesses and private nonprofits that suffered from two of the largest storms in recent years. The Restore Louisiana initiative is offering to eligible small businesses zero-interest, 40% forgivable loans from $10,000 to $150,000 and up to $250,000 with approved exception. Deadline is May 31st, so it's time to get started. Apply online or call for more information.
Just wanted to welcome you to the Shreveport Chamber. We're delighted to be able to share some information about a federal loan program that is coming up, and the deadline's coming up, but it's something that we think will really benefit local businesses. So we really appreciate everybody being here to learn about it. And I'd like to introduce our mayor, Tom Arceneaux.
It is rare that Caddo Parish is included in hurricane relief and hurricane relief efforts, but this is an exception to that, and so there are loans and funds available to Caddo businesses and including nonprofits who may have suffered a loss as a result of hurricanes in 2020, and so it's very important. I want to thank the people in the prior administration for making sure that we collected all the information that helped make us eligible for this. That happened not on my watch, but I'm delighted it happened on Mayor Perkins' watch. They did a good job of doing it. That's the reason I think that Caddo is included. So I hope businesses will take a look at what their losses were and see if they qualify for some of these loans.
All right, my name is Cullen Curall. I'm with South Central Planning. I would like to give you a bit of information on the Hurricanes Laura and Delta Restore Louisiana Small Business Loan Program. I'd like to start with a PSA.
Help is on the way for small businesses and private nonprofits that suffered from two of the largest storms in recent years. The Restore Louisiana initiative is offering to eligible small businesses zero-interest, 40% forgivable loans from $10,000 to $150,000 and up to $250,000 with approved exception. Deadline is May 31st, so it's time to get started. Apply online or call for more information.
All right, good morning. I'm glad to be here in Shreveport to tell folks about the Restore Louisiana Small Business Program. This is a hurricane recovery program. Yes, 4 years later than Hurricanes Laura and Delta, but it's a tremendous opportunity that people need to at least know about. And if they can apply and participate and be deemed eligible, and again, that can happen because in 2020, Louisiana had two major hurricanes that were still hurricanes by the time they got up to North Louisiana. So this is a rare opportunity because of a rare and strong set of disasters. So let's talk about the program. This is for small business recovery after Hurricane Laura and Delta. For small businesses and yes, nonprofits. Nonprofits that have some sort of business within the nonprofit. It can be the daycare center of the church. It can be the concession or restaurant in, and again, you name the nonprofit. So a nonprofit that has earned income may be eligible for this program. Next slide. This is the map. Again, on the eastern side of the state, this is Hurricane Ida. That's not going to be today's topic, but a similar program is being worked on the eastern side of the state. Western side of the state, you look at the blue parishes. Those are the eligible parishes for these 2020 disasters. Next. How does your business know if it is eligible? At least one employee. And by the way, that employee can be the owner. The only thing that the owner has to do is acknowledge that they work at least 35 hours a week. For most sole proprietors, that's an easy check that box. No more than 50 employees. Again, the program is for mom and pop type businesses. If you've got more than 50 employees, this is not an eligible program for you. Open at the time of the disaster and either still open or if you think that this can help you reopen. Again, it's 4 years later, but if you've not been able to reopen, this may be a mechanism to get your business reopened since the hurricanes. A minimum of $25,000 in gross revenue. That would be in 2019. So the idea here is we want this to go to full-time businesses And again, the $25,000 was to exclude sideline type businesses, just to make sure that the money goes to the full-time business owner. The last two is an either or. It's maybe a little bit more technical, but it's either $10,000 in physical damage. Now, again, even in Shreveport, if a telephone pole or a tree or a something falls on your vehicle, falls on your roof, $10,000 is not a very high threshold to reach to help deem you eligible. If you didn't have physical damage, the idea is a 20% decline in revenue. And because COVID was right there in 2020, they're giving three options. We can compare what's on your tax return as gross revenue for 2019 against 2020, 2019 against 2021, or 2020 against 2021. So you've got three, we're going to want the tax returns from all these years, and if any of these show a 20% decline, you can be deemed eligible. Now these last two, again, it's an either or. You don't have to meet both. Either $10,000 physical damage or the 20% decline in revenue. Next slide. So if you're eligible, what are you eligible for? Yes, it is a loan. The state likes to call it an award. That's wonderful and fancy. It is a loan. But how do we get to the number? What is the number going to be? We want to help you going forward. So again, we've looked at the past to see if you were eligible, but when we're going to calculate what you're eligible for, we're trying to work ourselves forward and help you moving forward. All of these bullets we will stack. So you pay rent on your business location, or you pay a mortgage on that business location. We can calculate 6 months of those payments. Wages and benefits. Now in this example, not the owner, but again, you have W-2 and 1099 wages that you as a business owner pay to folks, plus the benefits. You can calculate that for a 6-month period, and that is can be a part of the award. Utilities. Utilities is a broad topic. Again, we're going to take information from prior to the storm to help calculate 6 months utilities going forward. That can be gas, water, electric, internet, cable, cell phones, a lot of things included in that. As the program progressed, we even got fuel added to that category. So if you've got a fleet of vehicles, your fuel costs is a pretty nice number. In addition, inventory. If you are in a retail setting, my goodness, your inventory, that can be a large number. So again, that one is a little bit, we have a few different ways of calculating. 6 months inventory is what we're going to try to calculate. If your business is seasonal, we can bend and twist on how to get that number, but the idea is 6 months of inventory. Now you stack these things and that number can go up pretty quickly. On top of these working capital items, there is an equipment category. So if your business had damage to a movable piece of equipment and you replaced it or you repaired it, bring us those receipts. We can reimburse the replacement or the repair. Now, subtract what an insurance company might have paid for you, but again, that's just a math problem. If you have not been able to repair or replace a piece of equipment that you can say was damaged for this storm, get some quotes. Get us 3 quotes. Whatever that number is can be tacked on to the award. And then the third one is what I really like. If you can describe a piece of equipment that you didn't have, but if you had had that piece of equipment, you would have been better able to recover. And again, there's going to be the next storm. There's going to be the next disaster. We don't know what it is and we don't know when it is, but it's coming. So next time, if you have this piece of equipment, get the 3 quotes, justify how it will make you more resilient for the next disaster, and we can add that to the stack. My favorite example is a trailerable generator. Again, I say trailerable because they don't want to pay for something you build into your building, but again, a trailerable or portable generator. If you had had that generator, you could have opened your gas station or your convenience store or your pharmacy as soon as you got back. You would not have to wait for the utilities in your area to come back into service. So again, what piece of equipment, you know your business, what can you describe that will make you more resilient and able to come back sooner the next time there's a disaster? So all of these items we're stacking. Let's go to the next one. Your award needs to be at least $10,000. The cap, according to the program, is $150,000. But what they're telling us is if you can justify a higher number, they will allow us to go up to $250,000. So $250,000 can be placed into your hands, and I am funding some. It's a great part of my job is handing people a check to help them recover from disasters a few years ago. Sorry that it's a few years later, but again, the opportunity is here, the opportunity is now. Let's take advantage of it. Yes, the award is a loan, but it's a 0% interest loan. It's a 0% interest loan that you don't have to start paying for 6 months. I hand you a check 6 months before your first payment, and then it is amortized over 7 years. We're actually going to amortize only 60%. So I hand you $250,000. We're going to amortize $150,000 over a 7-year period so that your note is lower. When you get that paid out, assuming that you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, and what am I talking about? You've given us tax returns, you've given us receipts, you've again helped us with the federal reporting. If you've earned forgiveness, you can have the last 40% of that total forgiven. People like to say free money. I don't want to call it free money. It's a grant on the tail end. It's a loan on the front end, but it can be a grant on the tail end 7 years later. Next slide. So, again, how do you get this? You can do this whole application online. scpdc.org, the application is there. Or you can call and make arrangements. We have people that come every week or so to this area. Again, by appointment, we can have somebody come and sit with you. The chamber is here. I'm sure they would allow us some space or a table. Get your application started. Give us a call. We'll help you fill it out. We want to have this done soon. We're coming up on a deadline. The deadline is in a few weeks. We're hoping to extend it, but cannot promise that. It is not a done deal. But get your applications in. I'd like to say May 31st. I know that's quick, but in the next few weeks, we need to have at least an application uploaded so that we can have your business on the radar. Any questions?
It's unusual for Caddo Parish to get hurricane relief, and so this is an opportunity for businesses who may have been affected by the hurricanes in 2020 to recover some of their losses and have some partially forgivable, very low interest loans, 0 interest loans to help with their businesses.
What kind of an impact did those hurricanes have in the Shreveport area?
Well, we had, it was still a hurricane, which is very unusual for us to still have a hurricane this far north. So there were trees down, there were businesses affected, there were power shortages, power outages, those kinds of things that are very important to businesses to be able to recover some of their losses.
What role do small businesses play in the overall economy of Shreveport and Caddo Parish?
Well, most job creation happens because of small businesses, and as a result of that, whatever we can do to sustain small businesses to help them to expand helps our economy. If 750 small businesses each hire one person, that's an Amazon facility. So it's very important to us to sustain our small businesses.
We are looking for small businesses impacted by Hurricanes Laura and Delta. Here in the Shreveport area, I believe it would be Hurricane Laura, but either disaster, if you were impacted by, we'd like to see if you can be made eligible for a great opportunity. The feds have put money into the state's hands, and the state has created this Restore Small Business program. So again, if you've had any impact by Hurricanes Laura and Delta, get on our website and see if you can make yourself eligible. If not, we have a phone number. Call us. We can have someone come and visit with you. Again, if you were impacted by, it means either physical damage or decline in revenue from that storm time frame. So let's talk. Let's look at your files. Let's see if we can make you eligible.
What are the advantages of this particular loan program?
The award. It is a loan, but they're calling it an award. It's a 0% interest loan financed over 7 years. It can be up to $150,000, maybe even $250,000. So again, how can that benefit your business? we're going to pay working capital expenses. We're going to fund the repair, the replacement, or the reimbursement for things that you have repaired or replaced after that disaster. So again, it's money in your hands to strengthen your business, to help get you back to how you might have been prior to the storm.
How can people get more information?
Our number, 1-800-630-3791, or South Central's website, scpdc.org.
Help is on the way for small businesses and private nonprofits that suffered from two of the largest storms in recent years. The Restore Louisiana initiative is offering to eligible small businesses zero-interest, 40% forgivable loans from $10,000 to $150,000 and up to $250,000 with approved exception. Deadline is May 31st, so it's time to get started. Apply online or call for more information.